Arena in Lynchburg, Virginia. Brad Charles alongside Noah Barneau. And the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders are getting set to take on the Liberty Flames. And let's quickly get set up with the starting lineups. For Middle Tennessee's off to a great start. They're 10-4. That counter Porter, Buford, Alston, who's making just his second start this season, and the big man Mustafa. And then for Liberty, they are sharpshooters. Porter and Metheny. Watch for those guys. They trade trades all night long. We are off and running. The officials, Chris Ford, Alan Sutton, and Matt Jarman. And it is Middle Tennessee that controls the tip. And Jalen counter. And we'll set things up. 10-4 for the Blue Raiders, who won their Conference USA opener. And they work it over. There's Alston. Counter, and he lets it fly off the mark, and Kaden Metheny comes up with a rebound.
Get the Kinks out on possession number one. They had a good action to start it off. Didn't come up with any points. That's okay.
Zach Cleveland is a guy you want to watch, and he makes this offense go. Plus, all these guys, Noah, they can all fire up the rock.
Well, they let it rip. 11 threes per game. Didn't shoot it too well the other night versus Western Kentucky, but 38% as a team on the year. Good pass there from Porter.
Yeah, great dish, and then Cleveland gets it back to Porter, and it's Alston who pulls down the board for the Blue Raiders. Are off and running. Good transition defense there. Counter trying to work against Moffmer. And so Buford will set it up.
A little stagnant offensively here, trying to figure out what they want to get into, this little DHO.
Alston taking it down the middle of the paint. Cleveland with some good defense gets his own board. And Porter with the sneaky hands comes away with a loose ball. Metheny will pull from there. Get used to it, folks. Mustafa with the rebound.
As long as he's within 94 feet, he's going to let it rip.
Yeah, Richie McKay, he said, I don't want to stifle my guys, and why not? And Metheny, one of the best three-point shooters in the conference. Speaking of great three-point shooters, that was a two-ball from Justin Porter.
It's a tough contested two right inside the three-point line. Probably want to try to move that thing a little bit more early on.
The senior from Houston, Texas, at 41 earlier this year. Aquino was open, and Porter just missed him. All right, tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Fresh Pet. Noah, what you got?
Well, Middle Tennessee's got to defend the three-point line. They've done it all year, and they're holding opponents to just 26% from three. Secondly, they got to win the battle of the guards. They can exploit some mismatches here on the perimeter with some size advantages. And then as for Liberty, shoot your average from three, 38% on the year. And most importantly, can you keep Middle Tennessee under 70 points? They've lost 3 of their 4 games when held under 70.
Mustafa off the mark, and he's been a big difference for the Blue Raiders this year. The transfer from TCU in his first year. Metheny now Cleveland working against Buford, the skip pass. Aquino, why not? He'll tie it up. In and out.
That's a good pass. You got Mustafa sinking into the paint. You might as well skip it over, and Aquino does a good job shooting the open one.
Almost 3 minutes in here, and we are scoreless. Mustafa working on Aquino. Back out to Buford, he drives the paint. The runner off the glass, and it goes. First 2 points of the night, they'll belong to Justin Buford, and Middle Tennessee jumps on top early.
I might have jinxed that it was going to be a high-scoring ball game early on, Fran.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see once these threes start flying. Oh, nice backdoor look, but Aquino, a little too much sauce on that. All right, so we got our first.
Good bucket there. Just offhand, gliding towards the opposite side of the floor, able to bank that one in.
Yeah, good to know we're not going to have a shutout tonight at the arena. And here comes Cameron Weston, the preseason All-CUSA selection for the 2nd consecutive year. He is a big part of what they do here. Middle Tennessee, Mustafa loves that low block. He is just so tough to deal with. And the soft touch.
Feed the beast. You get him down low, he gets positioning, and then he's able to scoop it underneath. It's good one-on-one defense, but he's got a size advantage down there, no doubt. It's 6'9", 250.
There where he averages 80 points per game. Off to a bit of a slow start here. Nearly 4 minutes in. Moffmer working down along the baseline. Shot clock down to 10. Another skip pass from Cleveland. Hoffman lets it fly for 3. That's off the mark.
Good tip out.
Colin Porter. And the first bucket of the night for the Flames belongs to Colin Porter.
It's a 40% three-point shooter. You leave him wide open on a second chance opportunity. He draws an offensive foul there. Good job.
Richie McKay didn't like that. All right, so Middle Tennessee jumped out to a quick 4-0 lead.
Yeah, look at the footwork down there, and then able to kind of scoop underneath. And then Porter gets second chance opportunity from McKeno and claps it. Nylon.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network presented by Fresh Pet. A good look at Lynchburg, Virginia High above. We are inside Liberty Arena, opened just over 4 years ago. Got a great Conference USA matchup for you. Noah Bono, Fran Charles with you here courtside. These two teams, they may have had internally some pretty good expectations for themselves, but man, they've shown out earlier to show the whole conference that they're legit.
Yeah, they both coming into conference play with almost double-digit wins. They both now have it. 10 for Middle Tennessee, 12 for the Liberty Flames. Preseason number 4, preseason number 5. They both score a lot of points, so we should be in for a good one, although we did have a little bit of a slow start.
But you wouldn't be surprised if either one of these teams catches fire with guys like Colin Porter and also Zach Metheny, who can fill it up.
With the way these guys shoot the three-point shot, it can come from just about anybody, and it can come in a hurry. I don't want to say it's like the Golden State Warriors, but that's what good three-point shooting teams kind of remind me of.
That's high praise. You saw a shot of Cameron Weston there before preseason all-conference selection for the second time. He missed a chunk of last year with an injury. Great look to Aquino.
How about that? Wonderful executed action. All started with Zach Cleveland. Good find by Colin Porter.
And that's what Richie McKay likes. He likes that ball moving around. We talked earlier about the beauty of basketball. There's Jalen Counter. It's his first 3 of the night. And now we're cooking.
He's someone to look out for, too. He had 17 points the other night versus FIU. He can be a sneaky guy to score some points in a hurry here.
And the transfer from IUPUI, Oklahoma City. And great ball movement, and this team does a great job of moving the rock around.
Because he runs up like he's going to set the screen, and he just slips out of there really quick. He doesn't give Mustafa a second to even get back and recover. Wide open layup.
Liberty 12-2 at a tough loss against Western Kentucky. Went down to the wire, lost by 1. And Metheny had a good look for him, didn't go. Shot clock down to 2. No issues for Zach Cleveland.
They may want to start sending 2 there. I know it's early, but he's going to work out in the post pretty often if you let him one-on-one.
And Porter over to Alston. And the Blue Raiders doing a nice job moving it around as well. Weston has gone off this year as he was looking for Mustafa underneath. A little too close. And that's the head coach of the Blue Raiders, Nick Devitt, in his 7th season, a 93 and 110 record. So 2 winning seasons, though, and his best season was in 21-22. They were 26 and 11. They were first East portion of the CUSA. We had a great conversation earlier today, and he really likes the way his team has come together. Off to the best start in program history at 10-4. And Porter, Aquino wasn't looking for it, and it's going to stay coming the other way. Meanwhile, Richie McKay has done a fantastic job. His 12th season, it's his 2nd stint. Had a 2-year stint earlier, and then now has been back for 10 consecutive. 256 and a 129. They have won a ton of games. How about this? Won 161 games over the last 6 seasons. That's the 8th most in the country.
He's a phenomenal coach, and he comes right from that Tony Bennett coaching tree. Spent 6 seasons as his associate head coach, and you can see it in that defensive identity. Plus 21 point differential. They're only allowing 59 points per game. Are you kidding me?
Counter trying to heat up. That's his 2nd 3 of the night.
Smooth stroke.
It sure is. And Counter, he averages 11 points per game, shoots 53% from the field. And Middle Tennessee up 3.
Go back to that low mid-post area, Zach Cleveland.
Yeah, working on Alston. Alston getting the start, his 2nd this year. Porter in amongst the trees. Skip pass. over to Talon Peter. Shot clock down to 2. You hear the crowd. Oh, excellent job by Colin Porter to draw the foul.
What a bailout.
And first we'll go back to Jalen Counter, who can fill it up.
That's just a quick one dribble hezzy pull. After you make one, it's easy to make the second one. And then what a bailout here. Good job drawing contact, but tough play for Cam Weston. That is probably a coach's worst nightmare, to foul a three-point shooter.
All right, they're taking a look to see if it was a 2 or a 3-pointer. We'll give you another look here. Ooh, it's close.
Ooh, I think it's a 3.
Totally agree.
I think it's a 3.
Yeah, you can see some court there, but between the arc.
When you foul a three-point shooter, nightmare. When you foul a three-point shooter at the end of the shot clock, double nightmare.
All right, so yeah, Porter with those sky blue Nikes, so that helped him out there. By the way, Liberty, red, white, and blue, they're school colors. They're wearing their great uniforms for the second time.
They got their city uniforms on, man.
Huh? These are new this year. And Colin Porter, junior from Ashland, Kentucky.
We're seeing a lot of those alternate uniforms all around college hoops, NBA. I can't decide if I like them or not.
And Porter, he is a dynamo with the rock in his hand. He is second in the conference in assist-to-turnover ratio, just over 3. So he's the field general out there. He sets everybody up. And oftentimes you will see Metheny dropping a 3 off an assist from Porter. And Chris Loof is going to check into the ball game for the first time tonight and give Mustafa a break.
6'11" sophomore. He adds a little bit of versatility to the lineup when they take Mustafa out. Still kind of getting a feel for the college game, but obviously big, long, lanky frame. Good rim protector. Be interesting to see what he does in his minutes.
And Porter drops 3 free throws, and we're tied up at 10. Just over 13 minutes left here in the first half. Justin Porter, that's off the mark. Loof foul long, but he is called for the foul.
I like the decisiveness from Porter because he's stepping into these shots, but they're a little quick. They're a little bit like, you know, early. I'm not so sure. He's decisive in the decision making, but I don't think he's fully confident in the shot selection. So it'll be interesting to see how he kind of goes about that selection. He hasn't shot it well the last couple of games.
And Richie McKay talked about how he loved the free-flowing offense. Nice pass there from Metheny. Cleveland can't handle it. Metheny gets it back. And there's Talon Peter for his first 3 of the night.
Another guy that'll light you up.
Oh, watch this kid. A 6'4", the redshirt senior. He's a transfer from Arkansas Tech. And he is athletic as they come. Porter gets caught up.
That's a tough one. He drew 3 defenders, came up with no open as Loof can't get it to go over the left shoulder.
And here come the Flames. Oh, poor Peter. I'm telling you, quick first step and does a great job of using the rim as a protector.
Pop that little hezzy and then finish the reverse real quick.
Liberty enjoying its biggest lead of the night by 5. And they're on an 8-0 run.
Stay down.
And Trey Green turns it over. Here comes Peter. Quick first step. He's looking to draw some contact. Oh, nice move by Cleveland. Off the glass and good.
Oh, yeah. Mean mugging. How about that? Because he fakes like he's going to keep it, or like he's going to hand off, and then he keeps it. You get downhill to the rim like that. Yeah, a little 5-0 burst from Talon Peter. We get the catch and shoot three-pointer, and then where's that pretty little reverse? Right on the other side over 2 defenders.
There you go.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Fresh Pet. It's not dog food, it's food. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
All right, Fran Charles and Noah Bono back with you here at Liberty Arena. You talked earlier about the significance the three-point line was going to play in this game. How's it checking out so far?
Well, early on, we only got 8 total attempts, 4 makes, excuse me. So not a lot going on, but the biggest thing here is the contrast. 11 made three-pointers per game for the Liberty Flames, but Middle Tennessee is one of the best defensive three-point teams in the nation. They're holding opponents just 26%. That's incredible. And this Liberty Flames team shot just 29% versus Western Kentucky, and in their only other loss versus FAU was 29% as well. So if Middle Tennessee can put them right in that area, sub 30%, they can win this ball game on the road.
Yeah, Liberty on an 11-0 run over the last minute 48, and on that run, they're 6-6 from the field. And so the Blue Raiders will see if they can stop the bleeding here. Down 18-10.
Looking to find Mustafa down there. Get a one-on-one as Peter comes in.
And Buford trying to shake Peter. How about counter?
I like it. I mean, you hit your first 2. You got a little bit of space there. Yeah, let it fly, man.
Yeah, 2 for 3 on his threes tonight. He had just 1 3-pointer in his last 3 games, so definitely feeling it early. And keep in mind, that's in and out for Peter. Again, Richie McKay's going to let his guys go. He said he doesn't want them feeling like they have to look over their shoulder, wants them to play loose and free. Counter, gets fouled, going hard to the rack.
And that's that mismatch I was talking about exploiting in my keys. You got Colin Porter on counter there, Jalen Counter, and I mean, look at the size difference. He took him one-on-one to the basket. He didn't get it to go, but Porter had no option but to foul him as he beat him on the first step pretty easily. So that mismatch perimeter play is going to be key here throughout the course of this game, especially with Porter, Metheny when he comes back in.
The senior from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. 65% free throw shooter. But again, Kamari Lands, number 22, is a big part of what the Blue Raiders do. He's missing his 2nd straight game. The 6'8" junior from Indianapolis. And so Nick McDevitt said other guys have to pick up the slack. He is happy with the depth of his bench so far this year. Torrey Alston getting that 2nd start. He said he was the next man up. That's Mothmer from long range. Rips the twine.
But to your point about Kamari Lands, I mean, that's a guy playing 22 minutes a night, 9 points per game. That's a hard replacement, especially a 3rd-year guy with some experience, been around a couple programs. You lose him for, not too sure how long, but Torrey Alston's got some potential here, as we've seen early on.
Yeah, Porter taking Gabriel McKay to the rack. And now we're back the other way. Aquino working on Mustafa. Good hands.
Another one-on-one post matchup. Can't get it to go. Mustafa big in that paint. He's going to be hard to score on one-on-one.
A couple of big bodies there.
Good pass.
Mustafa inside and off the wrong foot. Lays it up off the glass.
How about it? You catch it in stride off that roll. You go up old-fashioned way off that off foot.
And Porter trying to get something going against Weston. Stops and pops. And why not?
Yeah, if you can't get over the top like that, you leave him open in the mid-range. Stop and shoot that thing every time.
And so Colin Porter with 8 points to lead the Flames. And counter. Oh, rejected by Aquino. And here comes Peter. Up, off the glass. And they were looking for a goaltend, but it just goes out of bounds the other way.
What a block. Oh, my. But Peter, a little overzealous. 1-on-3 down there. Maybe probe that thing out.
And Mustafa with a little bit of body there. And Justin Buford says, not tonight, son.
Look at that. Screen, roll, Aquino too high up in that drop. Nobody there on the backside.
Guys starting to warm up here. Buford down to Weston. Counter, the floater off the front end. A nice offensive rebound by Mustafa. That's a specialty. First in the conference in offensive rebounds and second overall. Working on Aquino. That little flip misses everything. And Gabriel McKay, the coach's son, comes up with the rebound. And Aquino just turns it over. Here comes Porter on Metheny. Good transition defense by Kaden Metheny to slow down the Raiders' rush.
Mustafa calling for it. That's another one-on-one matchup. Tough look there. Wants a foul. I think he lost his own footing. That's good defense. Aquino gives him a nice little tap.
And tell you what, it's a great job by Aquino because he has done a nice job defensively against one of the best low post players in the conference. Mustafa going to plead his case.
We're seeing a lot of just high pick and roll middle ball screens from both squads as they get into their half court sets. I mean, we're getting Porter and Aquino a bunch of times down, and then the other end, Mustafa's setting it and rolling, really trying to isolate the post. Back-to-back possessions, though, not able to come up with anything.
Well, one of the specialties, as Xander Yates checks in here for Liberty, of Richie McKay's squad, obviously preaches defense. And they're giving up just over 59 points per game. That's first in the conference and 8th nationally. Oh, nice left hand.
Another pick and roll. Beautiful left-handed finish from Zach Cleveland.
And Nick McDevitt, he wants to talk it over a little bit with Matt Jarman. Liberty is starting to get a little bit of a lead here. All right, college basketball on CBS Sports Network presented by Fresh Bet. Zach Cleveland all day long. Liberty up by 11. Yeah, Flames fans fired up. Liberty on top, 11 here early, 25-14. Tomorrow morning at 8 Eastern, get ready for the final week of the NFL regular season with your favorite gridiron crew as they deliver the latest highlights and analysis. Watch that other pregame show here on CBS Sports Network. The NFL, yeah, finishing up a great regular season. Still a little bit of drama left to be played out. And there's some drama that's left to be played out as conferences across the basketball landscape to get going. And a preseason coaches poll, and we talked about this earlier, these two teams right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, number 4 for Middle Tennessee, number 5 for Liberty. Got bounced in the quarterfinals last year, looking for redemption this year.
But they're both playing above their punching weight early on. And Cameron Weston is going to see if he can get the Blue Raiders dialed back in. Justin Porter steps back. And Loof with a nice offensive rebound. Weston, he gets Moffer up in the air. And then loses it out of bounds.
Get someone on a foul.
And they got a foul.
We get Metheny for the foul. I like that move from Weston, though, because you got help coming off the corner. He kind of decelerates a little, try to make it happen, and draws that foul. See what they come out with. Nice block.
Weston in trouble. There you go. 5 seconds.
Well, that's not what you want.
Yeah, that's not going to make Coach McDevitt very happy, especially after a timeout.
This Middle Tennessee team just 5 of 18 from the floor, 27% here in the first 13 minutes.
And Metheny working on Weston again. It's very similar to what we saw. Oh, nice move by Metheny. But they're going to call goaltend, and that's going to count. Weston got there. It's a tad too late.
He beat him off the bounce, and he's recovered nicely. But yeah, definitely a goaltender.
Another quick look. Weston to Buford on the corner, and he knocks it down.
Cleveland got sunken in there, and then on his closeout, too far away by the time Buford got that thing up, and they got a friendly roll. Take those.
Yeah, very similar to what we saw the other night for Liberty against Western Kentucky, but then ran out of gas in the second half. So we'll see how things stand up today. Already, Xander Yates is in the game, didn't play. the other night.
Cleveland helps off the strong side corner, which you really shouldn't do, and that's why, because you leave a wide open shooter in the corner.
And Jacob Johnson has checked into the game here for the Blue Raiders, number 15. Metheny, nice stutter step, and nice drive to the hole.
Look at that burst. That's all good hard pound dribbles that accelerates him to the basket. It's hard to read with a small guard like that when he's dribbling the ball that hard.
Counter finds Loof.
Oh!
And Loof rocks the rim.
Woo! Rocked my heart. I wasn't ready for it.
That's right. The 6'11" sophomore from Leander, Texas, rising up. And it's a 10-point game. Metheny can get his own shot. Loof battling and comes up with the board. They call Cleveland for the foul.
Crowd is not liking it.
Well, they were battling.
Cleveland's in next play, guys. Yeah, it's all in that hesitation, those quick little stutters that you're going to beat people off the dribble when you got speed like that.
All right, crowd's starting to get into a little bit, even with the 10-point lead. And Loof, he gets called for a moving screen.
That happens all the time in basketball. You make a really good play, you get really excited, you're in the flow of the game, and then you make a quick mistake.
Well, and especially for those guards that are, lightning quick.
Yeah.
Top there for Liberty. And so Metheny with Moffmer, Aquino, Cleveland, and Taylor Peter.
Complete ISO on the right side of the floor for Zach Cleveland. Little hedge from Loof.
Nice left hand, won't go. Counter comes back the other way. These are two teams that shoot pretty. Nice look inside again to Loof, and this time a little finesse.
But Peter's there on the tag kind of showing, but he doesn't fully commit to stop that from Loof, and then Loof kind of slides through. You're 6'11", you're going to use your length and score that every time. I want Peter to slide over and cut him off.
Aquino working on Loof, who's provided a start.
Back cut.
And Peter just loses the handle. He was already up and away. How about Loof providing a spark here for Middle Tennessee?
Yeah, huge in the minutes. And there you go, you see it. Peter is there, and Aquino is recovering. If Peter just slides in, he can take a charge there.
And Loof averages about 14 minutes a game. He goes back to the bench, but he's going to try to help supplement the loss of Kamari Lands, who's out with an injury. Nice turnaround from Counter. It won't go. And it's Peter who comes up with the loose ball. 4:40 left here in the first half, and it's Liberty by 8.
Probe that dribble and keep it alive. I like that. Metheny's always looking to make a play.
Porter working on Porter. Peter from the corner. That's off the mark, and Mustafa with the rebound.
Ooh. Risky on the dribble.
In the corner, that's Justin Porter, and that won't go. So these are usually two pretty good shooting teams, and neither one really catching fire early.
Yeah, and Porter, Justin Porter now 0 for 5 to start this game. Hasn't had a lot of clean looks. He's gotten a couple, but try to put the ball on the ground, get a paint touch, get yourself familiar with the basket, find a rhythm.
Yeah, Liberty hasn't scored in the last 2:30 plus. And Peter to Metheny, and Kaden says, I got you.
Clockwork. Give him an open look, he's going to take care of it.
One of the best three-point shooters in the country. Porter with the hop step, but it won't go. Mustafa on the board.
Kaden Metheny, 3 for 5 from the floor here. Good paint pressure from Caleb Porter. Throws it out, catch and shoot, bang.
Yeah, there's nothing like having the #1 team in the country on your schedule, but that's what Middle Tennessee dealt with, taking on #1 Tennessee. And Cam Weston came off the bench, played 28 minutes. He went off. He led all scorers with 24 points at 17 in the first half. It wasn't enough as #1 ranked Tennessee, and they won 82-64, but it was the first time Tennessee trailed at the half this year, 40-32. And Weston, he was the catalyst for the Blue Raiders, and they were in, Noah, they were in that game even late. I mean, you go down about 3/4 of the way in, past the 10-minute mark, and then quite simply, it just guys kind of ran out of gas.
Yeah, you run out of gas because you're playing the #1 team in the country. Can you sustain it?
Well, and Coach McDevitt, he told me earlier, he said what he loved about their effort in Tennessee is he told the guys, look, if we get into the tournament, we have a really good year and we get a chance to potentially be anywhere from a 12 to 16 seed. Those are the types of teams you're going to see. You're going to see a team that maybe not necessarily #1 in the country right away, but you're going to see, top 25 team. And so it gave them an opportunity to kind of measure where they were. Yeah, Jacob Johnson banging down low. Peter comes away with it. Up ahead to Cleveland, who goes strong. Great job by the Flames out of the break.
It's good court awareness from Cleveland, and just don't bother taking another dribble. Take off early, use your length, finish at the rim.
It's the third time that these two schools have played each other. And a year ago, each team won on its home floor. And Mustafa touches it off Buford's elbow to regain his dribble. Weston, the step back. And Metheny tracks it down. And so the Liberty have regained control with under 3 minutes left here in the first half, up 13. And built that lead up to 14 against Western Kentucky just the other night. Cleveland spinning against Mustafa. Good box out from Johnson and Aquino. Is called for the foul.
Yeah, this is just good transition basketball. Hit ahead, let your big guy run the floor like that. You can take care of the rest.
Yeah, 6'7" junior from Bloomington, Illinois. And we talked about this is the third meeting between these two teams. Last year, Zach played some of his best basketball against the Blue Raiders, averaged 18.5 points. He shot 75% from the field in both those games. So
he's incredible. Coming off back-to-back 18-point games today as well. He's really been feeling himself.
And Counter just loses it.
Look, he's a point forward. He's calling the shots here.
And he's waving everybody through. And Aquino gets it back. It's a corner.
Really overloading that side, trying to set that split screen for Metheny as Cleveland operates, finds an open shooter who attacks.
Yeah, Moffmer wants to get a little closer.
How about it?
A little teardrop for the baseline.
That's all attacking the closeout. You get coached on that every day. You get a swing pass to the corner. Is your defender closing out on you or not?
Yeah, Moffmer and Liberty, their biggest lead of the night, 15. We're back in 30 here to close out the first half. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Brent Stover, Chris Walker, Isis Young, and John Rothstein are standing by in our New York studio. And they'll get you up to speed on all the day's college basketball action. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. And it's a 15-point lead for Zach Cleveland and the Flames. The Blue Raiders shooting just 31%. They normally shoot up around 49% as a team. Tori Alston getting the start for Kamari Lands. Bangs down low and draws the foul.
Another post play there that this Blue Raiders team is trying to get into in that low post, and they're settling for those shots or tough perimeter twos. You got to find a happy medium here and try to get a little bit more fluidity offensively.
Yeah, and not having all the luck, quite honestly. I mean, we've seen a lot of balls kind of roll around and off the rim and not go down.
Most luck we saw was Jalen Counter hit his first 2 threes of the game and kind of gone cold since.
And Alston, 6'8" redshirt freshman from Durham, North Carolina. This is his second start of the season with Kamari Lands down. And so he's giving him some punch, moving from that 6th man position into the starting lineup. And a lead 13 and a buck 35 left. Nice dish from Metheny to Cleveland and a lot of traffic And counter comes back the other way. And Weston stepped into it. Tried to hit Mustafa underneath. And Porter picked his pocket.
Look at that.
Peter, silky, smooth.
Look at that. Unselfish basketball. Peter. How about it? Zach Cleveland could go to the basket, but he just turns that back to the basket, flips it to his guy, and knocks down another triple.
Yeah, in a rhythm. And Peter trying to body up Weston. How about Cleveland? Aggressive on the defensive end. Comes down for some help.
He's just an all-around competitor. Look at this. It was the right idea by Weston, but then you get the turnover, hit ahead. Oh, my guy's here. Let me seal off the defender. Let it rip. Catch and shoot three.
In a rhythm. Peter provides an athletic spark to this Flame squad. He is fun to watch. Porter for three. Oh, yeah.
Here they come. Let it rain.
Yeah, Flames starting to catch fire. Yeah, Porter, he catches counter on the wrist, but this is the kind of burst that Liberty can provide.
Well, that's a tough position for Issam Mustafa to be in because he gets switched on to Porter, and it's no man's land. Do I play up on him and he blows by me, or do I play back and play the drive, and then you leave the shot wide open and he knocks it down? It's a tough position for your big guy to be in out there.
Yeah, Porter, 5 double figures games so far this year at a season-high 17 against Kansas State back at the end of November. Meanwhile, counter, he is off the mark, and so 30 seconds left here in the first half. And there's about an 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and so Metheny will slow it down. 19-point lead for the Flames. Peter in the corner. No foul call there.
Was it good acting, or?
Buford to Alston, down low.
Oh.
And it won't go. Mustafa with the rebound, and it counts with 1 second left. And that's going to do it. So at least Middle Tennessee gets a good feeling heading into the half. But they trail by 17. The Liberty were down by 3 at one point. But they've turned it on since. That's the end of the first half with the score 42-25. After the break, we'll head back to our New York studio and join Brent Stover and the gang with AT&T at the half. You're watching College Hoops on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Bet.
This is AT&T at the half. Connecting changes everything.
Welcome inside our New York studios, AT&T at the half. Brent Stover alongside Ice Young, John Rosti, Chris Walker as well. 42-25 plus 17 Liberty at home, shooting 55%. Ice.
Yeah, I mean, they really started to open up there at the end of the first half. I thought they did a great job of getting points in the paint, getting high percentage looks, whether it was off the bounce or also off the post up. Pick and roll action, middle ball screen pick and roll. You hit the roller, no help defense there, and then off the pitch and play action. I love this drive from Kaden Metheny, just finding access in the paint, those driving lanes wide open. They also are shooting 6 of 13 from 3. So whether they're getting high percentage looks inside, they're also knocking down shots on the outside.
Yeah, you mentioned it. 11 points on 3 of 4 from the field. Colin Porter, he's 2 of 2 from downtown. 17-point lead. Elsewhere in Conference USA, Western Kentucky going toe-to-toe with Florida International. The Hilltoppers 10-4 coming in, trying to start 2-0 in league play. And this thing, early in the second half, FIU just blowing their doors off. 20-point lead to Seam Jones right there. Panthers 67-45.
Yeah, it got ugly very quickly. Deshaun Giddens knocked down a triple from the parking lot. I mean, what more can I say? Florida International, a lefty triple by George Pridgett Jr. It was just an utmost beat down by Florida International.
Yeah, by 19. John, how about Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State?
Just a Saturday in Las Cruces, cutting in for a layup. 44-19 at the half. Then Christian Cook going to get the troika in his office. That made it 67-35. State by 30.
You got it. Oklahoma, one of 2 remaining unbeatens, taking on Alabama. Ice.
Obi Elvis here with a nice take, finishes 1-on-1. Sooners were down 5. Grant Nelson throws it up here. Oh, Maury with the slam. Alabama up 9. Then Nelson driving baseline. Look at this dunk. And static at the rim. And then Alabama up 12 is Chris Youngblood. Knocks down the corner three.
46-27, final 90 seconds first half. When we come back, a massive afternoon in the SEC, highlighted by Tennessee trying to stay unbeaten as they faced Coach Cal and the Razorbacks, and a heavyweight Big 12 showdown at Hilton. Cyclones trying to protect home floor against Baylor.
Back here at Lynchburg, Virginia, and a good look at the bookstore in Liberty. All good scrap you can go pick up. Kids aren't back here. It's still on a holiday here, but you never know it by the faithful here in Liberty Arena. And alongside Noah Bono, I am Fran Charles. And Liberty was down 4 early, but they figured some things out quickly.
Yeah, they take advantage of being at home. 11 team assists for a team that averages 18 a game. They're on pace to get 22, and with the way they were moving that thing, they very well might.
And Richie McKay's done a nice job of actually lengthening his lineup a little bit and getting some more depth, unlike what we saw the other night. But it's this guy who gets it going.
Yeah, like I said in the pregame, he generates just about everything, but we saw it from Colin Porter. We saw it from Kaden Metheny. Everybody got in on the action there as Colin Porter, leading scorer in the ballgame, 11 points, 3 for 4 from the floor, 2 assists, knocking down the open looks that they're giving him. Look at him spacing the floor. Cleveland, unselfish, throw it right back at you. Give me another one. It's just unselfish basketball these guys are playing.
And meanwhile, for Middle Tennessee, Jalen Counter was hot early, but then they're shooting just over 30% from the floor. Look at 25 points. Their season low is 64 for the year.
Yeah, he sparked them early, but then their offense got really stagnant, and a lot of it had to do with just the Liberty's defensive intensity. I think overall, they've been playing with a faster pace, a little bit more physicality, and it's gotten to them in that first half.
Yeah, one thing for the Flames, so they're without Isaiah Enan, talented transfer from Minnesota. He's done for the year, had surgery, and so Richie McKay was worried about, where that replacement was going to come from. And the squad's done a nice job. You want to talk about home court advantage. How about that 96-9 over the last 6 seasons for the Flames?
Cheat code.
All right, Moff, we're going to see if he can put a dent in that lead, and he cannot as we're underway here in the second half. And the Blue Raiders down 17. Let's see what they have left. Mustafa can't get the friendly roll. We saw a lot of that in the first half.
And he was 3 of 6 in the first half, and they were all shots similar to that one in that low post. And now he's 3 for 7. Just hasn't quite been able to find the touch every time down.
Yeah, they're all around it. Cleveland. And he dishes it out.
Just look at the offense, the differences, the speed and the tempo that the Flames are playing with.
And Aquino, you can't get it to go. Yeah, it's a pretty brand of basketball that McKay told me he loves to watch his team play. That's what he's looking for. Buford from up top. And it won't go.
And then those are the ones that hurt. You can't knock down catch and shoot early, but you want to see a couple go down. You want to break this lead early and not let the Flames throw the first punch.
And Moffer on the arc. Nice spin away from Alston. Off the glass, and it goes.
How about it? Cross it back to the right side of the floor once you get the defense on that inside hit. Good read.
And Javon Moffer, the transfer from Cedarville. Chillicothe, Ohio native. Austin gonna let it fly for 3. Blue Raiders don't really work in a rhythm in their offense. Great move from Metheny. Look at the ball movement. Cleveland.
Look, he's still looking to pass.
One too many. Got picked. Yep, one too many passes, and Porter was there. Justin Porter had a career high 41 points. But he is really yet to get going here. He hasn't scored at all. Counter behind the back.
Great move.
Yeah, and just too deep in the paint.
The action broke down, and then he backed it up. That little behind dribble and decided I'm going to take Zach Cleveland one-on-one. Beautiful behind the back there to get to 10 points.
How about Aquino? Blocked by Mustafa.
Block. They got numbers. They're running a little bit here.
Yeah, MT coming the other way. The Euro from Alston, and it goes.
That's the length. That's what I like about his game, his frame. Only his second start of his career. But he's in stride and uses that right hand wide reach on the finish there over the defender.
It's a 15-point lead for the Flames as Middle Tennessee comes out a little juicier in the second half. Great pass to Makino, but Alston is there for the rejection. And the Blue Raiders coming the other way, and then Cleveland called for the foul in transition.
Great rim protection there.
And that is what 44 does best.
There's that finish. Kind of a high pickup on that little Euro, and then he comes high and wide and finishes that thing. Really like that take from Torrey Alston.
Yeah, McDevitt has had so much success in Middle Tennessee. It's his 7th season. A couple winning seasons here, but he feels like this has a chance to be his best club. We'll see if they turn it on here in the second half. This little right-handed pop there from counter, but it won't go. And the Flames starting out kind of like they did in the first half. Aquino.
Look at these guys. Just one pitch, one handoff to the next. Look at that.
Man, Austin's going to be called for the goaltend as that ball hit the backboard.
I know it was goaltending, but those are my favorite kind of plays from little guards.
And why is that?
Because when he goes downhill, look, he's got him on a step. So when he's on that hip, he jumps off the right foot there. So now that defender's tucked on your inside hip. The only thing he can do is either goaltend, come over the top and foul you, and one of the two happen.
Yeah, Metheny with that quick first step, so not just a three-point shooter. Mustafa in deep, and it just uses his big body and throws up the left hand. Aquino was hoping to draw up on the offensive foul, but to no avail.
The angle of that reverse did not look like it had any hope, and Mustafa got it to go in.
Porter to Moffer in the corner.
Feeling it.
This is a team full of three-point shooters.
That's his second triple.
Oh, nice pick by Moffer as well, but then he gives it right back to Mustafa.
The big fella.
And nicely done, hard to the rack.
Good job containing that dribble. Could have been in risky territory there, getting that thing stolen from him. Protected it well and finished strong.
Issam Mustafa from Cairo, Egypt. And a first-year transfer from TCU. Metheny, oh, he gets counter way up in the air. And it's Alston now who grabs the board. All right, so we're going to get a timeout here, but Mustafa trying to help lead the charge.
Yeah, now up to 10 points. Gets this ridiculous reverse to go. I love it. I don't know how he did it, but then on the other end comes up with the loose ball, pushes it out. Another quick two.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network presented by Fresh Pet. Let's flash back here for Friday, March 16, 2016. Number 15, Middle Tennessee taking on number 2, Michigan State in the first round of the NCAA tourney in St. Louis. How about Reggie Upshaw? 21 points. Giddy Potts, he had 19. Blue Raiders never trailed. And the number 15 seed, Middle Tennessee, knocked off Tom Izzo's second-seeded Michigan State Spartans 90-81. It was the 8-time 15th seed knocked off for number 2 in the NCAA tournament in the first round. And Nick McDevitt is looking for that kind of magic. And once again, you know, before coming here to Middle Tennessee and a 5-year stint at UNC Asheville, and trip to the NCAAs, and also the NIT in his last 3 seasons there. In 2022, he was the Conference USA Coach of the Year. Looking for big things. Middle Tennessee, looking for big things in this second half. Mustafa, we showed you his prowess going to break.
Great defense from Peter there. Come right from behind, just swipe it away.
Yeah, Peter with the quick hands. Xander Yates. Yates didn't get in the other night against Western Kentucky, so Richie McKay doing a better job of using more players on his bench. He only went about 6 deep. Cleveland, he's off, gets his own rebound. It won't go fighting. And Mustafa comes away with it. Counter on the move. And Cameron Weston. Big surprise, by the way, for Middle Tennessee. Justin Porter hasn't scored.
No, he has not. 0 of 6 from the floor. Only taken 1 shot attempt. We see Mustafa here. Once when he turns his back like that, Peter makes a great read on the ball and says, I'm going to go take those cookies. Give me.
Yeah, Porter and Weston were in Conference USA preseason all-conference selections. For Porter, it was his first time. Weston been back-to-back years. He averages almost 15 points. He leads the team.
Yeah, I think the problem, too, is like you can't have Cam Weston only with 2 field goal attempts. Like he's got to be involved much earlier. Mustafa
doing the tough work inside. And good ball movement here. And Weston with a quick first step. And that's good work.
On cue.
Over Aquino. And the lead down to 14.
I think he's got to look for a shot a little bit more. Their offense is going to rely heavily on what he's able to bring to the table. Yeah. Averaging close to 18 points per game over the last 4.
Give Colin Porter a lot of credit for his defense on Justin Porter. Moffer, tries to shake Buford. Spins and floats.
He's feeling himself.
And it won't go. Weston had Mustafa. Good drop step.
Oh, yeah. That's 2 different spin moves off the bounce. And then a little step through there.
And Richie McKay wants to kill the momentum a little bit here as Cam Weston has finally arrived.
Well, back-to-back possessions, he looks for his shot. And with a player like him getting downhill, look at this. Right over the top, scores it. Next one's the pretty one. Spin here, spin there. Step it through and score it. Good job from Cam Weston.
A reminder, you can catch this Liberty squad back on the hardwood Thursday as they take on Sam Houston at 9 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. And Liberty trying to hold on and push their lead up more. And a look at the Conference USA preseason all-conference that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, there's some big names on there. Porter and Weston for this Middle Tennessee team. If they can start to get going as we saw Weston do before the break, they can keep clawing back into this thing. Now only down 12 after being down by as many as 19.
And Metheny and Zach Cleveland as well, providing major juice to McKay's squad.
Get to that dribble handoff ball screen, looking for Aquino rolling.
And Cleveland working on counter. And Metheny. Aquino with a nice tip.
A weak side crash. He's right there. Good job from Aquino.
And again, one of the big stories is counter. Dials it up from long distance. Mustafa. And that's his 10th board of the game. And it's his 8th double-double for the season. Can Justin Porter get it going? 0 for 8 from the field for Porter. Mustafa. He misses on the 3. And I'll tell you what, if you would have told Nick McDevitt that one of his superstars would be scoreless here with 12 minutes to go in the game, he would have looked at you a little sideways.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he's had 5 20-point games this year. He's also had 5 games where he scored just single digits. So he ebbs and flows quite a bit. Just not in a good rhythm.
Nice pass from Aquino to Cleveland, and Cleveland draws the foul. All right, so the Liberty, we'll see if they can extend their lead here at Liberty Arena. College basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Fresh Pet. Yeah, everybody's getting into the flow here. Nice family atmosphere. Little guy having a good time, and why not? Liberty up by 14. You got a future flame right there. And also, you can get some female hoopers as well. But Richie McKay has done such a great job here. As you look at the College Insider mid-major top 10s, and Liberty there, they're ranked 3rd. But he's had such success, 7 20-plus win seasons, including a school record 30 wins back in 2019, 2020.
Yeah, no question, one of the best mid-major schools in the country year in, year out. And you're up there with some really powerful schools like Gonzaga, San Francisco, St. Mary's, a couple guys from that West Coast Conference. I mean, that's where you want to be if you're a mid-major school, right in that pocket.
Yeah, and so without Isaiah Enan, who had provided a spark for this team, but he's gone for the year. He had surgery on his knee, and so McKay was trying to figure out who's going to step up here, and he's tried to do a better job, get more guys involved, and early on right now it seems to pay it off. Justin Buford, all right, and so Buford, the hot hand.
Take what you can get. He was mad he missed an open one early in the first half, knocks down his next opportunity.
Crowd getting a little antsy here as the Liberty lead. They're down to 11, and they want to see if they can fire up their team. Nice dish inside to Aquino. And Colin Porter can't hit 3. And Buford's going to be called for over the back on Aquino. Ball movement, it's just so sweet. It's a great job of moving the rock around.
Incredible, but counter finding his man Buford here for the triple. But yeah, to your point, I mean, we're watching incredible ball movement on that possession. I was a little like, ooh, is that one too many passes? You think sometimes they're kind of moving it too much, and then all of a sudden they get a wide open corner 3 that leads to Aquino getting a putback foul.
Yeah, Aquino, the 6'8" junior, a transfer from Eastern Florida State. Has 19 blocks coming into tonight and lead the team. It's from Madrid, Spain. And he's played pretty good defense, even though Mustafa has yet another double-double. He's played pretty good defense against him. And here he comes up the court, Moffmer along the baseline, working on Buford.
Look at Aquino and Cleveland are going to pay big on big pick and roll there. Cleveland's always looking to try to get someone involved. Pass at a ball screen.
Porter gets Porter on his hip and then pulls back. Great job by Colin Porter to make sure his defender was behind him, and then he faded away.
Yeah, use that little hostage dribble, keep that defender on your back off the ball screen. Come up with a wide open perimeter too.
And Buford is trying to make it back-to-back threes. No go. And the junior from Ashland, Kentucky. Porter takes it up, and he'll set up shot up top. 54-40. 10-minute mark here in the second half. Metheny. A couple of great no-looks from Metheny, but Aquino can't handle it. How about another no-look? The block by Cleveland. Mustafa is there for the rebound, and Mustafa fired up. And a quick 30-second timeout by Nick McDevitt. All right, so we're going to take a quick 30-second break. Mustafa, he wanted the foul as well. Liberty up by 12.
You turn down this ball screen, and you go the opposite way. Then you come off as he twists it. Now you got your defender on your back. Quick pump fake, take your time. Mustafa not really wanting to close out. He stopped his dribble. Go swarm him. He decides not to. Porter takes advantage.
Yeah, Porter already has most points in a game. He's got 13 since he scored 16 against McNeese. That was back in the Paradise Jam Championship in late November. And Porter ended up taking home MVP honors. So he brought his A game today. Normally a big assist guy, but filling it up as well. Buford with some good active hands on Cleveland. And Porter going hard to the right, and a great look to Aquino.
Caught him sleeping, cut back door on that baseline, and then punches it home. Good pass from Porter.
I tell you what, Porter and Metheny do such a great job with the open looks, and they find the cutters and put those guys, Cleveland and Aquino, in beautiful positions to finish. How about Cleveland up against Buford? Chris Loof gets up in the air.
Not.
Man, but back to the beautiful dishing.
Look at that. Loof gets lost, loses his man completely, back totally turned, and Aquino takes full advantage. Looking for it again. If they can get a back cut, they're going to throw it every time.
And back down to Cleveland. Shot clock at 10. A lot of banging. Good hands from Weston.
Look, he's got two on.
Another great look. And Aquino wreck shot for another dunk.
Just the ability to probe around there. Two bodies, sometimes three.
And Buford rattles home a three.
Good response. Zach Cleveland in the post, man. I said it earlier. He's not Nikola Jokic, but he's got some IQ in that ballpark. He can pass the ball from the big man standpoint really, really well.
And the lead up to 13. Look out for Metheny all day.
That's a quick trigger. Fly off that thing. Ready to shoot at all times. Up top.
Up top to Loof, who can't connect. And it's Trey Green who gets the rebound. And this ball's coming the other way. And the crowd appreciates the effort.
Look at 1, 2, 3 guys on him. And then drops that thing off. Why? Because he's patient. And he knows, okay, I'm not going to get a shot up here, but one of my teammates is going to cut off the ball. And Aquino did just that. Set it up for his second dunk in the last couple possessions.
Yeah, and it's great unselfish play by the Flames. Tailing Peter in the corner. That's off the rim. And Porter gets it back on the tip out. Metheny
weaving his way through, trying to force one out.
Yeah, a little reckless there. And lost the handle. Weston with the left hand. And he'll draw the foul. And we're inside 8 minutes left here. The Liberty trying to see if they can keep their foot on the gas, up 16. Brandon Noah back with you here at Liberty Arena, and the Flames have been raining threes.
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting 38% from three on the year, 40% in tonight's ball game, and Metheny, Metheny, Porter, Peter, they all got 2 apiece between all of them, and they're letting it rip. It's all due to good passing.
All right, so let's get back to tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Fresh Pet. How'd you do, young fella?
I want to say I'm close. I mean, I think they can keep them under 70 if things go right in the last 7:38. Obviously, Middle Tennessee hasn't been able to defend the three-point line as well as they would have hoped. If they did, I could only go 50% here, right? Either one's going to work or the other.
Yeah, but hey, look, you laid out what each team needed to do to win, and Liberty's doing what it needs to do.
Yeah, and the guard battle's definitely coming down to Porter and Peter, kind of, and even Metheny as well. Of course, can't miss him. Just kind of overpowering Weston and Porter, which Weston's kind of coming alive here. I really like the assertiveness. Now up to 5 field goal attempts, but it might be a little too late here with only 7:38 to go.
That's just his 5th point on the night. And so between Porter and Weston, and you're talking about 2 guys who were together, and they made that Conference USA preseason all-conference team. And they have just 5 points between the 2 of them.
Yeah, it's kind of baffling because I mentioned it briefly earlier. I mean, Weston, you know, last 4 games he's averaging 18 points per contest, and then only 5 points tonight. It's a little concerning.
I mean, he was a big catalyst in their game against #1 ranked Tennessee. And Porter looking for some room, but backs it out.
And this is time where you just get a good possession. They've used 20 seconds already on the shot clock.
It's tough to defend. Colin Porter, that little baby step back, and he knocks down a 3. So that ties, I think, his season high. Actually, it's 1 short at 16.
Look at him scrapping on the defensive end, too.
Weston now. He's starting to get loose.
There it goes.
But he'll have to turn it on here as we're under 7 to go. And it's a 15-point Flames lead.
They're going to try to put a little bit of pressure with this 1-2-2 press. Probably get back into a man-to-man as Peter
ain't afraid. All right, the long rebound.
Now, those shots are going to be open, but you got a 15-point lead. Don't really need to rush anything on the Flames end.
But McKay says, you know what? He's going to let these guys kind of do them. And as Porter misses again, and again, Justin Porter held scoreless Doesn't want his players looking over their shoulder, thinking if they miss a couple of shots, they'll be headed to the bench. Metheny. That is priceless. Kaden Metheny.
He's around the elbow area, and he dribbles out and says, you know what? Three-pointers only.
And Metheny, for the season, is shooting 44% from three-point land.
That's almost unfathomable.
Mustafa back to Buford. And they got a foul down to the blocks, but back to Porter.
Yeah, you get caught. Buford going under there, and Porter just comes right over the top and hits it. And then complete loss on the Blue Raiders. Nobody stays with Metheny as if he's not shooting 44% from the three-point line. And what's he do? He makes you pay.
Yeah, can't forget about Kaden Metheny at the three-point line.
Good drive.
And nice tough work inside from Buford with 5:30 left. And Liberty, they want to see if they could solve the issue they had last time out. Porter all the way to the rack, just off the front end of the rim. And now it's the Blue Raiders running the other way as Weston.
Love it.
Body to body on Cleveland.
I'm just confused where it was at earlier in the game, you know? Like, he could have been doing that. He told us to talk good about him, too, in the pregame. I was hoping to give him something.
No doubt. He most certainly did. He said, make sure you dap me up. We want to, Cameron. We want to. And nice move by Metheny. That quick first step.
Again, the right foot, right hand. I touched on it earlier on the goaltend, and that time he got that one to go down because that defender's on his hip. I love those finishes from the small guards.
Weston from way downtown, and won't go. Mustafa. And he puts it back up and in. And we're going to get a quick timeout here from Nick McDevitt. And Mustafa with a season-high 14 rebounds, taking a quick 30-second timeout.
USAA for the military community and their families.
Cut. Sam, I really need to feel that USAA service. Gronkier.
Grunkier. USAA. You could be eligible if your spouse, parent, or even your grandparents served.
That was it. You're in.
As a veteran, I'm already in. You? I wouldn't get your hopes up, son. USAA. Are you eligible?
Kaden Metheny, man, 17 points, blows by him. Nobody was even on his hip, but you take off early on that right foot there because you see the help side coming. Big guys coming. Let me get it up quicker and earlier. He goes high off the glass and finishes for two. 17 points, 7 of 11 from the floor, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Really impressed with what he's showing.
Yeah, showing you that he's not just a three-point specialist. He was second on the team a year ago at 87 threes. But he can do a number of things. One of the shorter guys on the court, you see, not afraid to take it strong to the rack. Sparky having some fun, having a good time tonight. And why not? The Liberty enjoying a 14-point lead here with 4:35 left.
Yeah, and if you're Middle Tennessee, you got to try to go quick. You got to get good looks and really finish the opportunities that you can cultivate by taking advantage of this Liberty defense. If you can heat them up in that 1-2-2 press and then try to turn them over by the half-court line before you get back to your man-to-man, create some quick turnovers and a couple quick buckets, get on a 6-0, 8-0 run here, and that's your best bet to try to get this thing in half with only 4:35 to play, down 14.
Yeah, Weston, 30 points against California Baptist, and 24 points against Tennessee. And we detailed that, 17 in the first half. As, again, Blue Raiders with a little bit of pressure.
Well, there's no question they've worked on breaking the press, especially from what they saw versus Western Kentucky. This Liberty Flames team was up 12 with just about 5 minutes to go before they lost by 1.
Look at Metheny.
I just can't get over the speed.
Down Broadway. And he is showing you his speed with the first step. The floater from Weston gets his own board. All right, so Weston, maybe a little too late, but there is some fire. We'll see here 4 minutes left. Good hands from Alston, but he's called for the foul. Almost.
We saw some errant passes in that Western Kentucky game during that press late in the game. They're doing a little bit better now, but
Are you guarding this guy? How you doing
Metheny,
him,
me?
huh?
I can't guard him. No, I can't guard anybody that quick. Blow by 19 points on the night.
All right, the Flames faithful starting to get loose here, a little bit loose here, huh? Coming up next, our Saturday College Hoops coverage wraps as Bradley hosts Missouri State here on CBS Sports Network. Chris Hassel and Pete Gillen on the call. Tip, by the way, at 8:10 Eastern. We've got a jam-packed day here of college hoops for you on CBS Sports Network. And speaking of that matchup here, how about Duke Dean? Has done a nice job, leads the Missouri Valley Conference there, and just over 3 threes per game.
Back-to-back games with 20-plus points, 5 20-point games on the year, and he's averaging career highs in points, assists, rebounds, field goal percentage, free throw percentage. What a year so far for Duke Dean.
And so that matchup is on the way. CBS Sports Network, your spot for college hoops. It's so awesome. You know, once conference play starts, non-conference action is over, and then you get to start to see some of the rivalries. And, you know, you can call them upsets, but it's conference play, so teams are going to beat up on each other as well.
Yeah, it always just feels like a new part of the season, like a whole different type of season, and it's super exciting when it starts.
All right, great job breaking the press there. And by the Flames.
I know Metheny wanted to jack that one up, but McKay said, hey, let's play the clock here.
They're going to milk it just a little bit. They want to make sure, again, you know, against Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky was up 14, or down 14, and came back.
Oh, my God. Sorry. It had a chance.
And look at McKay. This cool customer. As Peter's going to come out. Here's another look.
Okay, it was slightly too high, but he had a chance there to go really high off the most top part of that window and have that thing drop in. And I probably would have had to leave if he did that.
But again, you know what I like about that is you can tell he's not even thinking about that. It's over and done because he doesn't feel like coach is going to get mad because maybe I shot too quickly in the shot clock.
Right.
Didn't let the offense develop. What was a bad shot. McKay was a cool customer there.
Yeah.
And Metheny went right back on the defensive end. Nice work there by his team defensively.
One of the things I love about Coach McKay is there's not a leash on these guys. You see it in this game, just letting them play so freely. And that's why you get this organic ball movement from all 5 guys. It's not just one guy doing it. All 5 of these guys out there on the floor right now know how to move the basketball.
But they will be all over you defensively. And look at the left hand. Oh, Porter can't connect. It was pretty, but didn't fall. Weston up to Buford, and it's Alston getting it right back. Weston loses his footing. And now the long 3. Alston with the putback, and it won't go. And again, this Liberty team, not only are they great offensively, but they work hard defensively as well.
Yeah, look at him walling up and just taking his time, understanding where the ball is going to be, and then he goes down and swipes. Because if you swipe too early, that's when you get a foul called on you. But Zach Cleveland did a really good job. One-on-one post defense, walling up. Look at the stat line. Doesn't even have 10 points, but he's doing everything.
And again, they're averaging, giving up just over 59 points a game. And they're kind of right at that mark right now. That's 8th in the country. It's 8th in the country. It's 1st in conference play. So it shows you how much defense is stressed here in this Liberty program. And McKay told me, look, we're not going to spend the most money. We're not going to attract the guys in the portal who are going to be coming here for the dollar signs. We want good character guys who are going to buy into our philosophy, what we're doing, move the ball offensively, and play good defense.
Yeah, and I think holding a team like Middle Tennessee that averages 79 points per game to right now 57, that validates how good your defense really has been throughout the season, because you can make the argument that their strength of schedule wasn't the best throughout non-conference play. Played a couple of non-Division I teams. When you come into a ball game like this, you see it right here, 8th in Division I, in opponents' points per game. Like, what better way to validate what your defense has done than to hold this Middle Tennessee team to right now 57.
And look at Porter. Porter's going from one official to the next to plead his case. A 13-point lead with 2 minutes left is not enough for Porter. He doesn't want that foul going down the books.
And give Jalen Counter some credit. He has come out and played hard tonight for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, he's filled it up a little bit. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Touched a little bit everywhere on the court today.
I think the big storyline for this game, if you're a Middle Tennessee fan, is it just wasn't Justin Porter's night.
No, and it hurt them. And it hurt that Weston got going late and wasn't really looking for his shot, because we saw a number of high pick and rolls right in that middle part of the floor, and Weston wasn't entirely involved up until, you know, midway point of this second half.
And not to harp on him, obviously he's a phenomenal talent, but it's a story. I mean, 0 for 9, they didn't score, and they need scoring from Justin Porter if they're going to win ball games.
Yeah, and he's really good out of the pick and roll. Like, he showed it throughout a number of those games where he's put up 20 plus. I just don't think that he gave himself a good chance at creating better looks for himself, easier looks. You know what I mean?
What do you think about this Flames team? They bounced back after a 1-point loss to Western Kentucky.
I mean, you can't ask for better resilience, because it's very, very easy to lose a heartbreaker like that, where you're up 14, you're up 16, and you look like the game is in your control, and then you lose and you come back and you're not able to bounce back against Middle Tennessee. They've been able to bounce back. They flushed that thing and they performed tonight, come out with the win.
Yeah, look at the upcoming schedule, and you can see him a few times on CBS Sports Network. Sam Houston coming up on Thursday. They were picked to finish 5th. You seeing being a little bit higher for him, or?
I see that there's no easy games on this schedule.
Well, agreed. Agreed.
First and foremost, like, they're going to have tough battles every single night. But yes, I do think for a team picked preseason number 5 in the Conference USA, 12-2 so far. I mean, I know they dropped that Western Kentucky game was a really, really tough loss that I know by the end of conference play they're going to really wish they had back. But I do think that they are one of the 3 best teams in this conference.
Gotcha. All right, so we're just getting an update here from Alan Sutton. See if there was some flagrant activity at midcourt, and that's what they're taking a peek at. So we're under official review. But it is a 12-point lead here for the Flames, and they have an opportunity to improve to 13-2 and even up their conference record at 1-1. The young man enjoying his popcorn right there. There you go. Find a camera. I'm going to tell you what, 9 returning players here and 7 newcomers. And this is actually what officials can review here under 2 minutes. So your possessions, you got out of bounds play, who was last to touch it, and restricted area plays. They're taking a peek. But you can't say enough about the job that Richie McKay has done here. 7 20-plus win seasons in Liberty's first 3 years in the Atlantic Sun Conference. McKay led the Flames to 3 straight ASUN titles, earned trips to the NCAA tourney in each of those years. And here we go at midcourt, and trying to see if there's a little bit of a flagrant.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he pushed into him a little bit. I'm not sure.
That's a Weston on Metheny. I didn't see a ton there.
No, it was definitely a weird kind of motion from Weston, because his hand, the angle turns, but his hand looks like he maybe applied some pressure on a push there to his abdomen. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just what it looked like. Not really sure what the purpose was.
Yeah, no foul there. I didn't see a ton there. I think guys are gassed. They're playing hard. Here's another look.
Oh, that's a friendly check at the end of the game. Come on, Metheny.
It's probably, I'm tired of this guy with that quick first step, getting around everybody.
Maybe it tickled him a little bit in that lower abdomen. I don't know. It was an unexpected poke. I've been super impressed, though, with this Liberty team. They're top 20 in the nation in a number of categories, and the biggest one is effective field goal percentage, They lead the nation 60% in effective field goal percentage, which I know it's more of an analytical stat, but it's actually a better judgment than just overall field goal percentage. And to lead the entire nation in it is, I mean, unspeakably impressive.
Well, they're off to their second best start in program history. Up 12 here late. Back in just a bit.
1 in 3 pet parents has used their pet's name as their password.
System hacked. System hacked. System hacked.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way to show your love.
A friend of Noah back with you here from the Liberty, and trying to wrap this up by 12 here with just over a minute left. And I'll look now at the updated Conference USA standings, all things being equal, and that is without obviously a final result here. But Middle Tennessee will drop to 1-1, and Liberty will improve to 1-1. Western Kentucky, which by the way had the great finish against Liberty, they lost today.
Yeah, they lose to FIU, who Middle Tennessee took down in their opener of Conference USA play. So, I mean, like I said before, it's going to be up and down every single night in this conference. And who's going to come? It's going to be really close at the end of the season.
All right, Liberty up 12. If you're Nick McDevitt, as we take a look at some out-of-town scores here, if you're Nick McDevitt, what are you looking? What are you taking from this contest tonight? What stands out?
I think offensively, you really just want to try to hone in on what you want to do and who you want the ball to be in their hands. Like, I know Weston is a huge focal point, but for him to be kind of so involved so late in the game, only 2 field goals in the first, 2 field goal attempts, I should say, in the first half. I think offensively, and kind of just sticking to the identity that's worked for them through their 10 wins. Because like I said earlier, 3 of their 4 losses have come when they have struggled to score 70 points. They've been kept under 70, and it looks like tonight will be the 4th of 5 losses under 70, unfortunately. Let's see.
Well, Weston has certainly turned it on in the second half.
I mean, look, 14 points, 6 of 12. Then he got clean wide open. Didn't get the ball, but
2 good buddies. McKay and McDevitt coached against each other for a number of years in the Big South Conference as well.